Hey, so listen, I do not have the best lighting right now, but that is a-okay. Um, I just wanted to talk about something real quick because it came to mind. So, I was just thinking because I was going to the bathroom and I was looking. There's like this little Suave shampoo thing on the counter, and it said 0% something parabens. So obviously promoting some sort of chemical that we don't want, promoting the non-chemical or toxin or whatever that we don't want inside of shampoos or whatever. Okay, so I'm sitting here thinking like, and maybe some people look at something like that and think absolutely nothing or just think whatever or have no thought at all. My thought was like, okay, well, people are having to catch up to speed here because you got other products in every area coming out of, oh, we're vegan, we're non-GMO, we're this, we're that, we're fluoride free, like all this stuff. Okay, so then you got people diverting towards, okay, now I want these things without all the toxins and harmful whatevers. And so it's like, okay, so then you got Suave that has to catch up to speed because obviously people aren't wanting these things. So now they're like, okay, well, we have 0% of this as well. Come back. Even though the natural line already came out first in another product area who were already evolved and ahead of the game as far as consciousness goes. Slight bit tired from work, so I'm not probably don't have the best communication skills right now, but I still had some thoughts, so I just thought I'd share them. But so and it's something I was talking about too the other day to my dad. Like, I stopped worrying about the whole like, okay, because for a while, most of you know, like, I was vegan for a while, vegetarian, whatever, and then I went to prison, and that kind of just all got screwed off because of the food they serve there, and, well, also because I relapsed and lost my connectedness to everything, and so I lost my drive to be vegan. Well, I was talking to my dad, and I said, you know what, I kind of let the vegan speech go, even though I'm so passionate about it. Well, for one, I can't speak on it right now because I'm not fully there yet again, so that would be like being a hypocrite. But for two, I've also let it go because I realize how evolution works, and like it'll be there eventually anyways someday. Like, the world will be vegan. That's just the natural occurrence of things. Now, people don't know this or may not agree with this because they lack awareness, but I have zero fight in me for that ever again. Just like how I wasn't even really all that excited when the laws got passed on homosexuality because I already knew in my heart that nothing was wrong with what was going on. So it didn't surprise me or shock me when everyone followed suit and was like, alright, equal rights. Or alright, let's legalize marijuana. Like, I already knew in my heart of hearts those things were going to happen. So no, I was not even really all that excited because I already felt it was right and true within me. So it wasn't like this big, like, like I'm so, like, celebrating this. Because I already celebrated love in my heart already. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So anyways, all I'm really saying is like, the world will catch up to speed. And so, like, with that, I can just rest easy, you know what I mean? Like, I used to be very hyper about all kinds of stuff. People think I'm hyper now. Like, if you think I'm hyper now, and I might be, you might be right. You should have seen me before. Check out some of my earlier videos or my old Facebook page, actually. But I'm passionate about life, and I always have thoughts going that are collectively towards like awareness and consciousness and stuff of that nature, and like, we are evolving, like, seriously, as a one, because this is another thing I was thinking about. Like, people are becoming more aware too that you do create your own destiny and that you are in charge of everything and anything. All this stuff is coming out now. Watch Heal on Netflix, okay? For real, watch it. This is stuff I already like knew and know, but like it's just confirmation again of like, okay, once you become super aware to like everything and anything, you just can't go back. And once you know it, and then once you actually open your heart up to the truth of everything, you'll know why I'm so passionate. Because it's like you see all this stuff or you hear all this stuff and like you just naturally want to help people get to that level of understanding that you now have, because now you're forever effed in the brain because awareness did it to you, and now you just are that way. Like, people think I'm crazy or like whatever, and that's a compliment, dude, because I am, and I don't want to be me. I don't want to be with the norm, you know what I mean? Or what is norm anyways? I mean, those people just aren't evolved yet, really, honestly. Like, they'll evolve in the next life or this life. Like, they'll have their lessons come, and they'll eventually something will cause them to open their receptors too, you know? It's just where I'm at right now. I could go back, who knows? I don't know how that part works yet. Like, that's what I was wondering. Like, do you climb the ladder and eventually you're ascended enough to where you don't come back down to earth? Like, you don't drop your energy level to help all of humanity anymore, and you're just sort of like an angel now, you know what I mean? Think about it. And if you don't believe in reincarnation, then nothing I'm saying is even going to make sense anyways. So, yeah, like, people are becoming more aware. Like, thoughts create things. Like, thoughts are things. Like, and the law of attraction, people are becoming more aware of that. It's really hard to accept, though, that yes, I created this disease or stress in my body, and or etc., etc. We won't say the C word because that one's so touchy. But I'm here to tell you that things do not land in your lap. Everything is a self-creation. No, you didn't go. I want MS right now. Like, no, that's not what I'm saying at all, actually. Everything's based on vibration, energy. Once you get into that sort of thing, you can kind of like, you can understand why things happen the way they do, and people just think I'm psychotic, but like, I'm not. I'm just aware. It's just like Jim Carrey, like, watch some of his videos, like, people think he's fucking nuts. People think, and they're like, there's all these videos on like, awakened or insane. Well, if you're called insane by the rest of the world or crazy, that, to me, you're awakened, honestly. Like, we look crazy to other people, and that's totally fine by me. I don't want to conform with everyone and be like, I'm not trying to be rebellious either. Do not get me wrong at all. I'm so nice, and like, I never used to be that way. Lots of people don't realize, especially my coworkers, they don't realize that either. Like, I never used to be this nice person ever in my life. Like, I was crazy then, okay? Like, I don't know. It's just funny because sometimes I don't spend my time with really much anyone other than my family and my coworkers, I guess, at work. An occasional friend here and there, but I used to spend all my time with people 24/7, and like, I don't spend, so I think that some people who are just now meeting me, they don't really know how to take me, just because, like, either A, they think I'm crazy, or I'm too happy, or I'm like fakely happy or something. And like, no, actually, if you spend enough time with me, you'll see my irritation or my whateverness come out. Like, it comes out every now and again. Like, it's just that, like, I've spent so many years miserable that I'm good. Like, I'm good on it. You know what I mean? Like, when you spend your life fighting the system and throwing gas at people and punching people in the face, like, you get tired of it, and you have such an anger problem that, like, you have to realize somewhere along the way, like, I've got to change something, because what else am I going to do? I can't go around hitting people and throwing desks and swearing at teachers and getting suspended and doing drugs and running in circles my whole, like, I know eventually I'm going to overcome it, so why not just overcome it now? Was the other, like, awareness I had while I was in prison. Like, eventually you'll have to face everything. You can't run from it forever. So if that's the case, then either A, you can take that as like, well, I'm just going to take my sweet ass time then, because I believe in reincarnation and I'll always be here. And yes, that's true, and there's no wrong path, so technically you could. Or you could go like, I'm going to have to deal with it anyways. Why not now? I already know what it's like to get effed up, and I already know what it's like to F everybody off. I'm ready for something different, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to do a part 2 because we're at 10 minutes.